Well, whatever. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is BSRaven as always, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time, the game picked fights with me. I'm not gonna lie. The game picked fights with me by saying I was an absolutely apologetic piece of shit. I was just apologising for being a drunken nuisance. There's a difference between that and being Canadian. Well, the more pleasant side of Canadian, I would say. What was the last thing I did? Oh yeah. Got the body down, and I was about to do the autopsy.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
Still my morale.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
What exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Why don't you know?
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Who's the Copperpedia? I think I need to talk to him.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
You have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I have gardening gloves. Maybe they're enough?
They're better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
We just fill this in, right?
That's right.
One moment. Let's do this properly. Alright, that's all good. Actually, how are we looking here? I've almost figured out my way home. Alright.
The rotting man, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts.
Fine.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Assistant?
That's you.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Coroner case number
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
Didn't we file it under me? I got here first.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? Let's say 1300. A good time to start drinking. 1111. It's meaningful.
1111.
Good. Let's go with that.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
3. Name.
NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write about 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Yep.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky!
Shut up!
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
4th of the 3rd, 51.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803.1111 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
Not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over? Actually, what is treatment?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
I'm not so sure.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied.
Ugh.
This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one.
Ooh. Shivers. Telling me things.
And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
That was a pretty cool moment, honestly. Oh. Have I found my long way home? Not quite yet. Turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
He's thinking you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Deep sea creature.
No, not quite. Be fair now.
The baby affected with harlequinism.
You sure we got out of that one? Coppellini.
Enough.
Come back later, Corpo.
Clothes. The deceased
External
wears
examination.
armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Yeah.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Alright.
Tattoos.
Tattoos.
The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
Yeah.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Yeah.
Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing.
Yeah.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
I'm gonna touch it.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet. The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head.
Keep going.
More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape. There, dead man. You were someone's child. It's all over now.
Hello, baby.
The lieutenant watches you in silence.
Now let's write it down.
That was some sick shit, Sekopa.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Writing it down.
Ligature mark.
Then it's a small folding knife. That's cutting into the polyester. Bench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious it can't be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark. It's no use. We should get chain cutters.
All right.
You can try with them. I have a pair in the toolbox of my kinema. 10 corpse. We had a good rhythm going.
Alright. Oop.
Lonesome, long way home.
I've got my shit back in order.
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer?
Nice. Oh, can I take another shot at this?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Roll it.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took
Ah.
place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
Started here, crashed in, pulled out, and turned.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of guilt again?
Probably my fault.
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building, before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
Is this connected to the case?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went.
I
If you
drove-
find the time.
I drove through the fence.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know why.
Alright.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershaw. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw
Ooh.
must be here. The snow is melting.
What am I doing?
Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair.
What do I see?
Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world.
How does it feel?
Humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you.
What's west?
Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinaise, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky.
Who are the ghosts?
The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there?
Will I?
No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinaise every day.
And down the shore?
Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs. Cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction. A defunct research and development building, once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water.
And beyond that?
Coal City, end of all lines.
Hey.
Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance.
And east?
The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide.
Shake it down.
You shudder, looking down at your feet. Dirty rainwater runs veins into the plaza's snow. Two green snakeskin shoes stand at attention on the mosaic paving of the plaza.
North?
Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls.
4.46. Okay.
Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play.
And closer?
A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Filthy water pools around a body. Droplets of rain slip from the dead man's cold cheeks.
To the south.
A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised.
And on the other side?
The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock.
Where the hood at?
Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at? Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at?
Now, why am I not there?
To be in Martinaise, where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town, in the shadow of the day the revolution failed.
What am I doing here?
Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland.
Yeah.
In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain.
That's my house.
Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink.
What's above?
Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears.
And below?
Collapsed storm drains, old sewage systems flooded with rainwater. Hidden weapon caches from the revolution. Doors leading down to Le Royaume. The catacombs to which, for 3 centuries, they delivered the blue-blooded dead.
Motherfucker.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater. A metallic drawer slides out. The handles are long and sleek. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest.
Never know when you need a pry bar. Anyway. Goodies! Let's get to work.
The rotting man lies on his side. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Now that we have the chain cutters, let's cut the belt.
Cut with as much precision as you can, please.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Look first.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
Here goes!
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then the lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid.
Rotate.
A really, really bad smell is coming from there now, and some kind of cracking sound.
Cut!
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that faggoty. Corpse fucking time.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
Yeah, get to work.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Here.
Thank you.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape.
Ooh.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
This guy was definitely hung.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
Peek.
No! Let's get up and see!
I fucking knew it.
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Good plan.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Okay.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Ah.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
This scarring's extensive. Way more than a law official's.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Yeah.
Last item, hands.
Pick up the hand.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
I am.
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
You like when I stroked your hair?
I did, Kobo. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy, before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
We expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. That's All for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal examination.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Nope.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Shut up.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Alright, write it down.
Respiratory system.
Trying to pry open the dead man's jaws.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Have a peep.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
My shit is together, we're looking deeper.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Okay.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Write it down.
Hepatobiliary. Na.
Why, we don't have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Same for toxicology and serology. Na.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
God. The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like a toxicology screening. At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Brimming with cocaine.
NA toxicology requested.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Aye.
Gastrointestinal.
Oh, having a glance at the pile of crap.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Write it down, omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
What about the injuries we inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
This is a team effort.
You mean the spin-stabilized munition from a Kill A990 muzzleloader lodged in his lung? Or the incision on the thorax from a chin cutter? Neither was a team effort. And I wouldn't mention them. Muddies the water.
I agree, the water's muddy enough.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries.
Okay. What's the 4th field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Okay, bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Yeah.
And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal, post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions?
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Sorry, just moving something real quick. Non-fatal,
Right.
post-mortem.
Next,
Ligature mark.
a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck. with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
If he wasn't clawing at his neck, he was passed out. Or already dead. That's bothering me.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck.
Why do you say that?
I don't think this injury killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
I want his hands tied. I'd tie his hands when marching him to the gallows.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
How'd it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Maybe a drink later.
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective. The organization would miss you.
Please get yourself together. The lieutenant from Precinct 57 thinks.
What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg
Yep.
for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Could do with a bit more perception. There's long been my weak point in these games. Send it.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. You pull down his breeches. Marbling is present.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
There's something we're not seeing.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Where do we find a fridge?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails. Hurry. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
Alright. We'll bag those again. Actually, I can bag them for now. Huh.
Can I help you?
I seem to be in need of a fridge.
Yes, for the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right?
How'd you know?
Because you haven't taken it away yet, and it must be stinking hard about now. Well, you're not putting it here, rest assured.
I'm not even going to ask why.
This is a culinary establishment, not a morgue.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No, the answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
Okay.
Let's go talk to the frit clerk.
About that money I owe.
Yes, have you got it?
How much do I owe again?
A lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 130 real. Like what?
Goodbye. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. The door closed for the winter. Alright, let's run. Gotta get to Frit.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
You got a fridge?
Mm-hmm. Right behind you.
I need to store a corpse there.
You're joking, right?
Never fit.
Yeah, super funny.
Oh, balls. Please don't. I'm gonna say I'm still dead to him, isn't it?
The kid doesn't even look at you.
Bollocks. Well.
The man is... The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
I am.
If you think so, officer, I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there. It's too late to take him into processing today. I'll take him first thing tomorrow.
Alright. I feel bad not being able to investigate that more, but...
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Good to know. Alright.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to the 41st. Or to the Lazarus.
It will take just a moment, officer.
her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Come on.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
People are worried about me, Doc.
Oh, it's you.
I couldn't reach up and grab a tie without unbearable pain shooting through my arm.
Hard to tell exactly what it was over the phone. Could be a combination of peripheral neuralgia and high blood pressure. Could be that you were having a heart attack. Or, actually, it could be both, given your profile.
Wait, both? That sounds bad.
Yep.
No wonder I'm in so much pain.
Yes, probably in more ways than one.
You're detecting very little in the way of empathy from Dr. Gottlieb.
So what do I do?
Cut down on the drinking, pal. In fact, cut off the drinking. The drugs, too. Anything else?
Oh, but speed. Sweet speed. It goes so well with alcohol, too. Abstinence could have immediate positive effects on your health.
I think I've developed extreme photosensitivity.
That's because you're hungover. Even the radio waves coming from your direction smell like liquor. Do you feel like your eyes are twitching too?
Yes.
That's the tiny vessels pulsating from high blood pressure, stupid officer. You might be sustaining permanent damage to your vision as we speak. Not much I can do about it. I'm not an eye doctor.
What kind of doctor are you then?
The busy kind. It's not life-threatening, just annoying. For you. I've got more important things to do here.
I think I've had a heart attack.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Yes.
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
Lost my memory. All of it.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. Anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Is there anything you can do for me?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Would be nice. Tell me the truth.
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
Wow.
So it's political. You're being neglected because of political reasons.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mectosin.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Alright.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
I'm done.
57.
In the cabin, you see a...
I do have a point. Another endurance would be a good idea. What next? Wild Pines rep.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
What's the goal?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you can't break in?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Have you considered storming in?
Why don't you go arrest them instead?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
And who are all the strikebreakers?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
Good question.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
Right?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
Strikers wanting...
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Ill-fitting? What?
His shirt is far too small, and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seemed to fit a man with much more corpulence.
Your clothes, buddy?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Where are you from?
What's it to you?
Routine. Part of the investigation.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Already got that. Just interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Yeah, I think I've been there.
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work.
Sweet. Been thrown out from several.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Never heard of it.
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What are you trying to say?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Containers?
I don't know. Containers...
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
Nothing.
Right to work! Right to work!
I wasn't...
Shame on you!
I wasn't done asking questions.
Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
Maybe.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
I can't do that. Pay for damages. Find smokes. Break down my badge. Can't talk to Kuno. Tattoo. Who made the call? Get hold of a sad song and open the door.
What's it to you? No, don't think we've met before. We're all workers, right? Worked at Territorial. Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? Big mess. We're all workers, right? Worked at... We're done here. I have a strike to break.
I was just gonna say... Loot. You are?
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
Excuse me, ma'am.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Yo.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
If you say so. Time to be a fucking mess. Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. You the rep.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
I am the law.
You sure are, my man.
What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals and other byproducts of the modern era. You could almost taste it.
The jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
Limbo, huh? Well, that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
How long you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes and mazout.
You say it again with less plodding.
Everyone's a critic, man. It's okay. I've been here a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need?
What are you hauling?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
And you're actually hauling?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
I get one.
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
So everything's legit then?
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
That your machine behind you?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
Yeah, they're neat.
Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
Another question.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Roll it.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
You look sad. You good?
You really are the law, aren't you? I get that being bluntly observant and inquisitive comes with the territory.
Maybe the full-on, direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not doing it wrong.
Good for now.
Don't be a stranger.
So I've kind of noticed I don't have much cash. Or rather, I don't have the cash for a room. I may have to hobo call.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Better run. The white pine.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Let's flick through.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grodd, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Flip the coin.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Ooh, note.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim. To-do note with list of errands.
One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood?
Heap.
Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled. The drawer slides shut smoothly. Rigorous self-critique. Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will. That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
Instant psi red check failures heal a morale. Physical and Phys and mote red check failures heal 1 health. Pain threshold cap raised to 6. Alright. Loot! Postcard.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Alright, I'll pop a coin in.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Do the thing!
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol.
Yes.
4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993.
Yep.
Calling, still calling. Then,
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
the voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
What is this place?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy.
You know me.
No.
Oh, what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
What did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
My name is Harry Dubois. Do you have anything on my name?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
What kind of film is that?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia. No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
Okay.
On the corner of Voyager and Maine. A large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up and the air seems to grow darker. Suddenly you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
What was all shit?
It.
I feel sad about Video Revachol 24 hours. Kid.
That's enough for you today. Let's conclude this call.
Right on.
This is the night watch. You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Roll it!
And, as it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
Damn it. Comes with a side order of resentment. Yoink!
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
Hi!
Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people in scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners.
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Uh-huh.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
Taking this soup to the men for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Who makes it, the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Looks like this borscht is spiked. Let me take a look.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
What's in that container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know.
Told you.
You're Yubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent, Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from.
Oh dear.
No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Where is everyone?
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
Okay.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
What kind of trouble?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Evrard telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
What did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
You sound like it.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hard ease.
You're rowdy. What kind of fight did they get into?
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prize.
I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
Yeah. Something is missing. Ah. One moment. I'm having a jank. Okay. Oh yeah, got some gloves. Gloves. The special portion. Off to the whirling! Right, not that door. This door. Alcohol.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Kubek. Okay, It's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Quebec. Please. It's not funny.
Got time for a few questions?
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
Leo said you're friends with Manana. Is that true?
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends?
What's in there?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Aye, sure.
Horse need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself!
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Let's do it!
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Have some?
He smiles and nods enthusiastically, and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you.
Don't need anything else.
Can I help you?
Wait.
Can I help? Another thing. Yes.
Never mind. Who's this? Oh.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Let's try waking him up.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens.
Damn it.
The worker isn't. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from, into the primordial darkness. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand.
Alright. Another time then. Let me think. Oh, what's this?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Huh.
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Nah. And
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
why am I looking at this wall?
You have no clue. It's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinez.
Oh. Oh, hang on. What we got here? Loot!
The girl is ignoring you.
There must be another way into the building.
Kim? Garden hose. Loot!
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Have a neb.
The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Alright.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver.
This is reminding me of, like, a long time ago I used to actually play a fair amount of visual novels. This is really reminding me of those. But, like, in a way that's sort of, yeah. Yeah, let's have a neb. Hidden World of Walking Sticks. Huh.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure.
Huh.
A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Definitely gonna be tapping on the mugs.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
What do we mean uncomfortable?
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Typical arsehole.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Without the mug!
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes.
I knew picking up the mug was
Clues
worth
have a
it.
way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Is this the
Who
same
knows?
person?
I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
You could ask Everard who this person is.
Move on. Smell of disinfectant.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
Sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the
Hey,
big
Arcta.
one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Hey, it's the old flag of the suzerain.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Huh. Yeah, while we're here. Yoink. That's the mugs, isn't it?
A row of mugs sits
okay. Alright. That was actually a worthy diversion.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building.
Okay. Let me think. I guess I could talk to Everard. I don't have any other major ideas. I have no desire to do any, Man from Heimdall and the wildfire. Let's go. Hey, gold. Let's turn that off, actually. Stupid. Let's just head in here. Head up. Composite of halogen lights emitting a low glow. It is really hard to actually comment on this game because, like, my thoughts are generally just prompt. Carlson. Okay. I'm enjoying myself here, I'm not gonna lie.
Mr. Dubois, every worker
is a member of the board.
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today?
Turns out the strikers are being served an alcoholic brew. I made it stronger.
I don't know what that means, Harry, but I love it. I love your initiative. Knowing you're out there keeping things running lets me focus on the big picture stuff. Don't even tell me what was going on. Alcoholic brew, stronger, stopped it, strike. I'm just gonna let you surprise me, Harry.
I open the door. Can we discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
May have gone inside and seen a collection of racist mugs.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
The mug collection I mentioned was in the apartment. I found a similar mug in the trash with the hanged man's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
But the weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
You'd make a great sergeant.
Would he? I'm not so sure about it.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
You said the lynching and the strike are related. How?
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
What?
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
Oh.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
Oh dear.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
I won't cry if this guy winds up dead.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on, you have a village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
What have I struggled with mostly? Probably put something into reaction speed. Yeah. There's a container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them. All hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
What makes you think the Wild Pines negotiator can't control them?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Wait, the whole neighborhood's in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
And who exactly pushed?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says,
Titus Hardy?
Socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land. He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Damn it!
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
Uh-huh.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
You're not wrong.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal. He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here. Strange.
Lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
And what about Titus Hardy and his crew?
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members.
Uh-huh.
Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
And where can I find them? The booth in the Whirling was empty.
You know what, Harry? I got a feeling they're gonna show up in full force tomorrow.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook.
In the future, I could use your back. You ask the Hardy boys to cooperate.
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
When you meet this Titus, tell him about this.
Yeah.
See what he has to say.
That was the plan.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Wait, why are you giving it to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Okay.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions?
Let's conclude for now.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yes?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Huh. I do what my heart tells me to do.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
The signatures are for...
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Electrochemistry's gonna have words about that.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
And where is this exactly?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
And the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
If I happen to be there, I'll ask.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding.
Hey.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say.
What do you think?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
Have a peep.
There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Wait, what are the ramifications?
Once the construction starts, it will probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
Can we do something about it?
I should have seen it.
Huh?
Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone. However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrard won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try a forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
Good plan. Alright, let's get out of here.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? There's no reason to wing anything. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report. During that time, the victim... Okay then. Was good. Me?
Yes.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work together if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation.
That's good for now.
Good.
I need to figure out a place to sleep. Not having a place to sleep is going to cause me some problems.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
I thought he has a hell of a mug collection.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
Antiquated social values.
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work.
Right to work! Right to work!
Hey, tough guy!
Shame on you! Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
Maybe.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
Where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Trying to figure out the strike mess.
Big mess caused by Union Greed. but I only fight for the rights of people.
Uh-huh.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Worked at Territoria. Ring a bell?
Never heard of it.
We're done here.
Damn it.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind? Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
Who?
The bosses, man.
Sounds like a good deal for them.
Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had saved 4 myself.
Like an hour and 50 minutes ago, Verna. Also, hello. Any smokes?
Nope. Don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse. Or waiting for the sweet release of death.
Yup. Nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing to add. You left the ask around elsewhere.
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Frit.
Alright.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Right.
10-4, come in. Okay, 10-4.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through.
What do they think about?
You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this.
Oh.
Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
You all in the room? I need some confidential information.
That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12 here. Over.
I'm looking for my address.
10-4. Your address?
Hold up, Jules. He doesn't fucking know where he lives? Did I hear that right?
Seems like it, sir.
No, fuck him. Don't tell him anything. You understand? He's been hellbound for the gutter. Let him have it.
Sorry, sir. Anything more I can do for you? Over.
Any news about my family?
10.
You probably don't want to continue on this road.
Nothing, never mind.
Come again, sir. I didn't get that. 10-9. Over.
I wanted to know if you got my badge's description right. Read my name, rank, date of birth?
What? What is it?
He wants to verify.
But of course, it says get. Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over.
Alright.
Understood, sir. Over.
That's all.
Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Bastards.
The worn and beaten wooden...
You can revisit the bench.
An old call box with a matrix of push... An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't...
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Well, balls.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
Trying to think. I need to do my debrief, but I can't do that until the end of the day. Humanitarian aid. Tuna fish. Food gift from Messina. Not blind to the company that controls the drawbridge. Roy's Pawn Shop. What do you got?
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls.
Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored.
Well, I need money.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Some of your selections are more tasteful than others.
It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
What's he on?
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues. A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud.
Any guns?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
What? Sold? This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God.
Oh God.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
Wait, I sold you my gun.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off-the-charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not telling me.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
How much?
15 real.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there, too. In case you didn't notice.
Happens to the best of us, I guess.
It certainly does. Especially in Revachol.
Were they a policeman?
She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she kept referring to herself as a pig. Which was odd.
15 real.
I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Esprit de Corps is going to basically be like, what the fuck?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
I don't like it either.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the Force. We have to find out.
Any idea where I can find this by?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard wasn't lying, and the Union can track her down in time.
At least I know how I lost it.
Of course.
And I'd like to
Let me have a look.
I'll check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Hey, pills. Okay.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment, and especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector!
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
What about the tattoos? Do you know what they are?
A photic path, counter-radiance network, anti-magnetism. It's darkness.
Alright.
Another time, perhaps.
Have a peep around. What do we got?
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Where'd you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hyundal burning.
How much for the t-shirt?
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
Can you just give it to me for free?
But why?
Because I'm a broke cop without a cent to my name.
I sympathize, I do. But this is a for-profit enterprise.
Okay.
Welcome to Hyundal, officer.
Shouldn't have bought that.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled.
Huh?
Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says, Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
You sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
What we got here then?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Alright.
Try to find something pretty and cool here. Then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Alright.
Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
Yeah.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon.
Ooh, Parolidon.
It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is there one in here?
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest. You have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
What's with the triangles on your vest?
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. Had to take Perolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
People's Pile?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
Tell me about the Emergency Relief Brigade.
We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
Yep.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
Must have been tough.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Whose fault?
No one's. Everyone's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
How'd you end up running a pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it.
Oh.
So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
Yeah, I could do with empathy as my therapist.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Huh.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Care to share your Perolidon?
Have you tried it before?
It's almost like he's worried for you. The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care.
I think I tried it once.
Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Perolidon. Straight into your gut.
Thanks, man.
Of course.
I'll be able to aid.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the Wild Pines rep in town?
Can't say I'm a huge admirer of Wild Pines. And I can't say I trust any silver-tongued spokesperson of theirs. Fortunately, I have no reason to get involved.
Wait, what do you got against him?
What should I have for it?
Have you met the rep?
No, just... people like that make everyone else see the world somewhat askew, at an angle that is convenient for them. Now, you have more questions, or are we?
Know anything about the hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
No one likes to see what you have to see every day.
All I've got.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
I got other business. Later. What does this do? Sight. Minus. Physique and morale. Oh.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the manager for damages yet.
You should take care of that then.
But I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, He is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Well, it's appreciated, buddy. This side, this side, this side. Let's have a word with the manager.
Can I help you?
About that money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
We come to an arrangement for tonight?
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
Let Kim handle it.
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Yeah.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and...
He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze.
Oh, damn.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
I still have my key, you know.
Good luck trying to use it.
Oh.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
This ain't going anywhere, is it?
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Well, bollocks. Look, I did my best. I could have at least handed some over as a sign of good faith.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure?
Huh.
Regular people just call it the cage.
What do we got?
The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable.
Oh.
4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What do you mean you confiscated them?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
Like his spinners?
Mm-hmm. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence.
Isn't that corruption?
I don't know. Is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
Did you want to put these on your machine?
No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Yeah.
The spinners shine so bright they reflect on the lieutenant's glasses. He doesn't say anything either.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate this.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Hello.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
Perfect.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real
Thank
in it
you.
for your bill. Do not waste it.
The windfall is a small consolation.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I'm good.
Another time, perhaps.
I can pay me bloody bill. Kim, you legend.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it?
Here you go.
Well?
Sorry for the trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow.
20 per
20
night.
real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Another thing. Yes?
Okay. It's working. Shivers usually ends in good stuff.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe.
Yeah.
And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation.
Good point.
Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
Didn't know you smoked.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How'd you get so cool?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will, and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Not anymore?
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes.
Alright, the debrief.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
How did today go?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it.
We did it.
I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on.
Alright.
Then you shot him in the chest, which wasn't ideal. But we did manage to get him
I
down
admit
from
I'm a
the
little
tree.
out of practice.
So as they say, all's well that ends well.
I'm a little out of practice.
Being sober also tends to help with precision. Anyway, we performed a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. I still feel like we missed something, but it's up to the boys in processing now. We did perform a thorough search of the crime scene. That's great. Now, as for interviews, my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean.
The initial interviews, we did talk to some people.
Including Everard Clare, a daunting adversary, if there ever was one. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however.
I'm a little intimidated by him, honestly.
Well, we will have to work through that. Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief.
Big relief. Very serviceable name, too.
Moving on. We didn't talk to the Wild Pines rep. We really
I
must
couldn't
do that
find the Wild Pines rep.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't like to waste time. My mind moves fast, the rest has to try to keep up.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those heels. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. goes with the orange.
What are our powers exactly?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000? Why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
Wouldn't that be easy to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Wait, how can you be sure they show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
Ah. Okay. Huh. Hey, Gaku.
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
I see. And if someone is stupid enough to resist?
We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty...
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
You ever took someone out?
Yes. The last time was 4 years ago.
He says it matter-of-factly and moves on.
Have I?
That's an improbability. Perhaps even impossibility.
Of course you've killed people. It's somewhere down there, melting in all the drink.
I don't know if I really want to know.
Precinct 41 is known for a higher-than-average rate of police violence.
He's not judging you. He's respectfully acknowledging the difficulty of working in your precinct.
Tim's a cool guy. Anything happens to him, I'm going to kill everyone in the room. And if I happen to be outside, that's it. I'm causing the apocalypse. What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
You know, not gonna lie, I knew so little about this game that I legitimately thought that Kim was the protagonist. You mostly missed me, failing to find the White Pines rep. I found the racist mugs. And I pawned Kim's hubcaps. With his permission. Not yet. He needs me to get some signatures. I can't get those till Wednesday. Makes all these rules?
The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
Huh.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say the people did.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Moral intern. What?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization.
Oh no.
You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't... no. I really don't know. That's how bad it is in here.
Okay. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are DeLoreans, They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
And their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Who's Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
What do you think of?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
Huh.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad. But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion.
Do you?
Yes. Things are bad out here.
In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Vigilantes is okay with me.
Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
Have a look.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks.
And in Jamrock and the Gree?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
Arlington really feels kind of like the world's... Yeah, I kind of got a UN vibe.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Hope our investigation helps improve things here. Do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Thanks for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Alright. Time to conk out. See you in the morning. They should have sent a poet.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
One moment. We'll grab that. Where is? There it is. Yeah.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. The faucet is quite terribly mangled.
Come on.
But you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape.
There we go.
Steam stops.
Fixed the god. Damn.
Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
So I need to roll electrochemistry. Okay. Try this again.
The mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
Go!
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Have to try. Anyway, the bed.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Sleep.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
There's my t-shirt. Oh, God. Ah, crap. My drink fell in my noodles. He's gonna have vanilla. God.
And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
Like it?
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
All over.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
Oh.
Something to do with,
sleep.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Oh. We're in the dreamscape. Well, that's awkward.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
You said, who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
Who are you?
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, Do you remember the love of your life?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
I've talked to you before. No, what is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
Oh god, there's another type.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Bleh.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
Oh.
Good going, buddy.
What the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Hey, what is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor?
Willpower?
You got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago. With me. To wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die.
Yeah.
Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple.
I can take it.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
I can do this!
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Anyway, first thing we're going to be doing today. Ah, that's good. Alright, excuse me a moment. Let me pay my bloody bill.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Morning.
Morning.
I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep.
I don't know if I was right. Good, thanks.
I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to. The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast. I have no doubt these are the Hardy Boys Evrard told us about. The ones who keep the peace around here.
Oh no.
And the big one must be Hardy himself.
Is the man Gart told us about?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. One loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it.
There are so many. Should we call reinforcements?
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war.
Why do we need
So
to
let's
talk
keep
to
a
them
cool
again?
head, okay? This is clearly the Union's peacekeeping force Evrard told us about. We can't be sure, of course. Evrard may have lied to us. He definitely has an agenda of his own. Either way, we need to interview them, and it won't be easy.
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
Huh.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Okay. Encyclopedia has been really saving my ass here. Anyway, I will be a moment. I require the bathroom. I do not want to wet myself laughing. Or cringing. That's better. Alright. Let me do something strange first. Wait here a moment. I was hoping you wouldn't wander in to see.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with, like the rest of you, it comes from a...
Damn it. Kinda hope that would have paid off. Okay.
Over here.
Oh.
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, lieutenants. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
I mean, I did my job, that's all.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
When's the man standing in the middle of the room?
That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority.
Kim.
We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers. We've talked to Everard Clare. We know who these men are. The Union's militant wing.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Yeah, let's ask those questions.
Let's.
What's your role?
Obviously, I'm a lawyer.
God damn it.
A legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients.
What are you going to do?
What are we going to do to you?
Why did you say that? Did you forget you're a cop? Again?
The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
What if I want to talk to you?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Alright, guess I'll talk to Titus then.
This is where you say your bed.
Uh-huh.
Detective.
I'm not gonna say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
I need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
I see what you did there.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them. Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine.
Tracks.
Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet.
Yeah, that tracks.
Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian. In his late 30s, early 40s.
Makes sense.
And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
And the little guy?
Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face. Mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220.
Yep.
In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
Where's Oddsoul?
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Where's the 8th one?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
This person Glenn wants to hire. He really respects her. She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl?
Well then.
Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
He's not wrong.
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Man out back. You guys do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
We've spoken to the head of the union.
Evrard?
Yep.
And what did he tell you? That we killed him? That we took a cargo belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him? Because we did. All of us together. I hope he told the story straight.
So you just confessed to murder?
He told it well. Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
And Reunion is what?
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates. The origin of the name is unknown.
What we do is different. You enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
Who called the shots?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
No, but seriously, who calls the shots?
Who do you fucking think does?
I thought she did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
So when did it occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long have you known him?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean the representative for Wild Pines? The shipping company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
If I could find her!
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
Because he was a merc, that's it?
And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
How'd you even know it was Spec Force?
'Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm RNE's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNE's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Okay, but what did he actually do?
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's a slight unease in him, suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming.
Oh no.
Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
This the same girl who got.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Alright, but who then? It's a pretty serious deal.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
And how'd you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service.
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, Capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Knocking him out would actually explain why he wasn't tied.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
Mr. Tats, what did you knock him out with?
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool.
And where did it all take place?
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Nice. Damn it, I can't save stone. Send it!
Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
All of them?
Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Alright, I have other questions.
Like what, Copper?
How about I just arrest?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
You confessed to murder.
Look, Coppers, I know you think you're doing your job here, but there are 7 of us, and 2 of you.
The bore's the size of your eye. I can almost see the stars.
The little guy was right. I'm not in the arresting mood.
The little guy? You're the little guy now.
So, little guy.
Beneath everything, he's grateful. Just a bit. You don't force him to get ugly.
Yeah, little questions.
So, what now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
If it's no longer a thing that can happen, go ahead.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
I spoke to Everett and he said you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy. And now she's making me play with you.
Damn.
Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't?
Right.
You're gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature, guys. Everett sent word, right?
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer.
Oh, damn.
I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave his lips. This guy is a born leader.
I have an idea.
Looks like the circus left him, but the clowns are still here.
Establish authority.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through.
Let's try that again.
Looks like the circus left him, but the clowns are still here.
Send it.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's it. All I got.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
Damn, I need your gun.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
Him, the gun, please. This is only a demonstration.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun like after the last time.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
I'm not scared anymore. I know what I have to do.
And what is that?
I know what I'm doing.
Police job? Be careful, it's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your
Hey,
mouth.
wait a minute. Fuck it, let's go.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
Better get ready to fucking respect me in 5.
He's not gonna off himself. Come on.
No. He'll do it. Go ahead, son. 3, 2.
2, 1. Do it. Get this one thing right. No. Give it to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. It's not too late. You can still spin this as some kind of tactic.
Bratan, we can't have any fun if you kill yourself. Painting the booth red with your brain sounds like a real blast now, but what about later? There'll be nothing.
These are my thoughts. This is my head.
What in the name of motherfuck?
Acidic taste on your lips. Corrosive. Once as a child you put your tongue against the rail. It was winter. That was a long time ago.
The fuck is he saying?
Some insane shit.
Nothing. Give me the gun.
You will respect me.
We'll solve the case. Look at me. Don't worry. This demonstration is not helping at all.
Inside the small mechanism, you can hear a spring tensing up.
Yeah, cause I sorta wanna see that shit.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
Fuck it, I saved.
Deranged cop
Bruh.
Citizens in shock as a deranged law official reportedly from the 41st precinct shot himself in the head last night in the middle of a crowded cafeteria in downtown Martinez. The exact details of the incident have not been revealed, but first-hand witnesses claim that the officer was making a point. Can't say I'm surprised. Lawrence Gart, manager of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria, where the incident took place, commented he was extremely unstable and had threatened to kill himself before.
What can I say? You guys gave me the gun, I just pulled the trigger.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Can you do it again?
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Tim, I need your gun.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
Tim, gun please?
What in the name of...
But I don't want...
The fuck is...
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
I know what I'm doing.
Police job? Be careful, it's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
We'll solve the case. Look at me. Don't worry. This demonstration is not helping at all.
Inside the small mechanism, you can hear a spring tensing up.
Yeah, cause I sorta wanna see that shit.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
Fuck it. Hey! Thanks for the bits.
Nothing to worry about here, people. My partner likes to play these jokes. He's what you call dark.
He is infinitely grateful to have that gun back on his belt right now.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen RCM in 4 years, and this shows up?
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, though. I knew he'd pussy out.
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later, he has that look.
Fucking hole left me, I know it.
Do not think your failed suicide attempt will win you any pity from these men. Do not expect them to forget it soon either.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue. Jogging around seems to have a positive effect on you.
Yes. Get the serotonin running.
Anyway. I'm going to check something real quick before I just skip.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Roll it.
Establish authority.
Bollocks!
Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's it. That's all I got.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
What? What is it?
Yes. You. Stop talking out loud. You sound like you're unraveling.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun, not after the last time.
The fuck is happening?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
I'll turn back.
There is no back.
Detective, we don't have to demonstrate anything. Let's just get back to the questions.
Silence. He tilts his head to the side, inspecting you. A brief moment passes.
Be careful, it's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
I want to point it at them.
I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to point it at yourself. Go ahead. Show them.
Alright, you're not giving me a choice.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
Thank you.
Damn.
Nothing to worry about here, people. My partner likes to play these jokes. He's what you call dark.
He is infinitely grateful to have that gun back on his belt right now.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen RCM in 4 years, and this shows up?
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, though. I knew he'd pussy out.
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later. He has that look.
Haha, everyone.
Do not think your failed suicide attempt will win you any pity from these men.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue.
Yes, get the serotonin running. Keeps those bad thoughts away.
Alright, let's bail.
What in the name of hell was that supposed to be?
Oh dear, I've pissed Kim off.
The theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it.
We have to.
We do. I was able to recontextualize it as a dark joke. I will not be able to recontextualize it the next time. I understand you sometimes employ extreme interrogation tactics, but I want you to understand that was too extreme. We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths. We can't afford to have that image. Few institutions can.
However, my gut feeling, and this time it was wrong.
Yes. Very, very, very wrong. I'm glad you see it my way. Let's go.
Anyway, I need to find that bloody White Pines rep. Anybody got any ideas?
Right to work! Things are busy enough.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
I'm just here for the memes. Where's the White Pines rep? I've been able to find her. She's on the harbour. Okay. Oh wait, on a boat.
Before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. And as
It's in the lower level of the harbour, isn't it? God damn it. Down the ladder. Oh, there's a ladder? Yeah, I'm just using the...
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
All time.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Better observe first.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of petanque.
Ah, balls.
Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already.
Wait, what team?
Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any team. The blue team. You're letting them down. Get in the game and throw the goddamn ball.
Why are you so mean to me?
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Alright. Oh no.
See? I hope you...
Trying. Shush. Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Oh dear. I fell in the old...
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast.
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
There are no two more harmful words an athlete can hear than good job. And this was downright embarrassing.
Hold on, why did it feel so wrong?
Your muscle memory knew what to do and went for it. But there were gaps. It felt like you were going for a thrust or a lunge. There was definitely gonna be jumping. Maybe you scored a point, but this is a fiasco.
That was terrible and you know it.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
Oh.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
I still feel defeated.
Probably because those rooster pants are squeezing you senseless. Whatever happened to practical, durable, Revachol made? Now, what can I do for you?
Narrator feels like a mixture between Darkest Dungeon and the Stanley Parable. I mean, it's basically my own brain.
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
Renee, I saw you found your guard booth.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Nice picture in there. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Must have seen something.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on, why do you want to leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
It's his heart.
So who was working your shift?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Hey. Hey, Midia. Nice to see you hanging out. Aw, thanks. You have yourself a good rest. Thanks for dropping by and dropping a follow. Absolutely nothing wrong with tar collecting. My side thing, too.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
Got it, thanks.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Is there an earthquake here?
No. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
But why?
Why what?
How was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happened.